Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We are here live in Menomonie, Wisconsin for the 2022-23 Big Rivers Conference Girls Basketball Preseason Show. And we'd like to, the River Falls Broadcasting Group it's a group of dedicated volunteers, but we do have a couple of sponsors that we'd like to thank because they help us buy all the equipment and help us broadcast the games and do shows like this. We've had preseason shows in the past, but we have never had a full entire conference show, so we would like to thank all the players and the coaches for traveling here on a Sunday night. But we'd like to thank River Ridge Builders and Jeff Pizzi for his help, and also First National Bank of River Falls. Thank you for all your support. Well, coaches, we're going to get right at it. I'm joined with Coach Storm Harmon from Menomonie, and you were gracious enough to let us use your gym and host. And coaches, thanks for coming. We have Becca Bestial from Chippewa Falls, Ian Sticht from River Falls, Riley Walls from New Richmond, and Jess Vadnais from Hudson. Jill Elliott is on her way as we speak, and she's coming in running in hot right now. But Storm, since you're the host and you were also the conference champion last year, you get the first question, okay? So the BRC has had 4 different conference champions the last 4 years, Menomonie winning last year with a 13-1 record. Congratulations. Your team turned some heads last year at the state tournament. Tell me about that experience last year.
As a coach, extremely grateful. It was a dream come true. You know, you work for things like that to happen, and they don't necessarily always happen for you. I've been fortunate to coach some really good girls that are playing at the next level that never had that dream come true for them. But I think because of their hard work, the girls that got to do it this past season, they got to, live it. When we got there, we were pretty pumped. We weren't really scared of who we had. We kind of knew who they were. We found out as the game went on, but it was just an experience, once of a lifetime. Hopefully we can make it happen again, so you get that twice. But just extremely grateful to be a part of that group, and happy for them. Yeah,
so you have 2 all-conference players that were sophomores last year. This year they're juniors, Sammy Jacobson and Mary Berg. What do those 2 players bring to your team this year?
Some experience back. They got a lot of minutes under their belt for varsity. They both started as freshmen as well. We're going to look quite different. The one thing that I'm most proud of them is they're so inviting to their teammates. They have been. I think they've learned from the girls that have been older than them the past 2 seasons, and they've really taken it from there this off season into a week of practice here. But just how kind they are to their teammates, how they care about them as people, the value that they see, that what each person adds. I'm appreciative for that, and you get to see it daily. They're just really nice kids.
Now, when we were setting up, you guys had some music on while your team was shooting. Who picked the playlist? I liked it. I like it. I like your style. I like your style. Well, we're going to switch over, give the mic there to Coach Bestial. Becca, Chippewa Falls won or shared the BRC conference title for 8 straight years from 2011 to 2018, and you were the head coach for 3 of those titles. How is Chippewa Falls able to have such a long stranglehold on the conference dominance?
Well, I think part of that came at that time from a group of very dedicated girls that saw the people in front of them and wanted to be that. And basketball was really important to them. And at that point in time, they put a lot of time into it. I think that our girls now watched all those players when they were younger and coming through Cardinal Flight, our youth program, and they were able to see what it takes to get to that next level. And I've seen a lot of dedication this year from our girls to get us back into the running in that type of situation. And so those girls that we had before, a lot of them went on to play something past high school, and they were very dedicated. And I think our girls this year have a very good mindset and a really strong relationship with each other that's helpful. They've played with each other for a long time coming up through flight, and I think our senior class especially is excited about our year this year and excited about our team.
Okay, good. Well, there's some outstanding multi-sport athletes playing BRC basketball, and none faster than Brooklyn Sandvig. For those that don't know, talk about Brooklyn Sandvig's exploits on the track.
Well, Brooklyn is a pretty accomplished track athlete. She last year won the 100, 200, and 400 meter dash at the state track meet, the Division I state track meet, and took 4th place in the long jump. So she got 4 medals in her 4 events that she ran in, and so we were very proud of her. We cheered her on that entire time, and we're excited to have her with us on the basketball floor. Hopefully that speed can get us some extra layups.
A good deal, good deal. Well, let's switch over to Coach Stick. And Coach, you're the longest tenured girls. Did you know that? You're the longest tenured girls basketball coach in the BRC, now entering your 10th season. Were you aware of you're the longest tenured?
Yeah, Brandon and I are both at 10 years, I think.
Oh, he's tied. Okay, well,
he's not here, so he doesn't count.
He's not. You're the longest tenured here. I think this year may be the most balanced top to bottom of any year that I've been watching girls BRC basketball. Your thoughts on that?
Well, we haven't played any games yet, so I guess I can't really speak to that part. But I would say that one of the great things about playing in the Big Rivers Conference or being a part of it is just year after year, the top and the bottom teams, right, can compete with each other, and everybody in between can compete with each other on any given night, I would say. For the most part, maybe minus a Menomonie last year or Hudson the year before. But for the most part, I think there's a lot of parity in the conference, and even the teams that finish towards the bottom are usually really competitive within the conference. So.
Yeah, so you've had the youngest team in the conference the last 2 years. That's not the case this year with a solid dose of juniors and seniors in the lineup. Other than experience, what do you like best about your team this year?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I like about my team. I think one of the things that they've just been very accepting some newer players within the program. You know, we have a foreign exchange student from Germany who's playing this year as well. A couple of freshmen joining us a little bit on the varsity with some stuff. And I think just helping them, showing them the ropes, like just being genuinely good human beings to them and being accepting of them where they're at, I think has been a great.
You have an inclusive group of Wildcats?
A what?
An inclusive group of Wildcats?
An inclusive group, yes. Yeah. River Falls is an inclusive community.
I see it on the sign when I drive in there. Yeah. Well, Coach Walls, welcome to the program here. Coach Riley Walls. The BRC has had an abundance of what I like to call matchup problems. So that's girls that don't really have one position and they can guard any player on the floor. Your senior, Gabby Awney, is definitely one of them. And she was one of the top scorers in the BRC last year, but she also led the conference in steals. And talk about what Gabby brings to your team.
I would say just overall, she just brings really great leadership. Like you said, I mean, she can do it all. She can score the ball. I think she's one of the best on-ball defenders in the conference. Obviously, we kind of highlighted her last year with playing a 1-3-1, and I think she averaged 5.2 steals a game. She really can just do it all. But I think the thing that people obviously don't see is, like, she's a really great teammate. Even this year, like, our incoming freshmen, we only have 4 of them, and she has kind of taken a lot of them under the wing and have supported them, and she just does a really great job in that kind of stuff.
Good deal. Okay, you're the youngest head coach in the Big Rivers Conference, and what is the most important thing you learned last year in your rookie campaign?
It's definitely not the middle border anymore.
What's the difference?
I think Ian said it best. I mean, from top to bottom, every team is really, really good. Just even looking at this year, obviously, people kind of think where people are going to land, but from top to bottom, it could be anyone. Last year, I guess Chippewa was seen as a bottom team, but they came out and just beat the crap out of us.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, any team on any given night can do something. So I think just trying to learn from every game, getting that experience, and trying to get used to this level of competition is really the big thing.
Sure. Thanks a lot. And we're going to come back. We'll ask Jess some questions, Coach Vadnais some questions, and then we'll come back again for round 2. Coach Vadnais from Hudson. Prep Girls Hoops Wisconsin picked the Raiders to win the BRC title this year, but I do have a feeling it's going to be a battle, and possibly 8 or 9 BRC wins could win the conference this year. Besides your team, what team scares you the most?
All of them.
Okay.
It's great respect, right? Wiss Sports picked us number 1. Part of that is their, people that they have, and part of it's this group of coaches. So we really appreciate the respect we get, right, through the conference. But top to bottom, these guys, I think, have, I'll said it and I'll repeat it. I mean, and no game is going to be, an easy game or a gimme game. And playing on the road in this conference is extremely difficult. And I just hope we kind of learn from some of our. We were a little bit younger last year, right? So we have a little bit more juniors and seniors leading us, and but any given night, anybody can beat anybody.
This is kind of a cool thing. I had to do a little homework on this, but yourself, Coach Bestial in Chippewa Falls, and ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Coach Elliott from Eau Claire North. You guys, you're all coaching at your alma maters where you went to high school. You won a state title as a player in 2002, and you were this close to winning it all as a coach 2 years ago. How special was that for you to bring a team to the state tournament that is your alma mater?
Well, really special, right? So we went, and it was the COVID year, right, that we went, and it was just everything was so different, right? And then we beat Hortonville in the section final, which I don't think many people probably thought, that we'd be able to compete or beat them in that game. And then we go to states and, play a great semifinal game and, just kind of ran into the buzzsaw of Germantown in the final. But incredibly proud of the girls and being there 19 years prior. And that was our last state appearance, 2003, and being a part of that team as well. And it was just really special because it's special to take a team to states, right, as a coach, but then being there with the same team as a player, just a lot of memories, I think, were coming back. And I heard from a lot of former teammates that were on that team and just a lot of support from the community. So I thought it was very, very special.
So we were talking about matchup problems a little earlier, and your team has a bunch of them. Grace Lewis can knock it down from the outside. She has the speed and length to get to the rim. How special of a player is Grace Lewis?
Oh, super special, right? So Grace has played for me since she made it as a freshman, which in Hudson is not an easy thing to do in our program, and played minutes as a freshman and then started on our, on our state team, and I think just really learned a lot, has great leadership skills. As you said, she can really do anything, and she's worked really, really hard this summer, and I think she's just going to keep getting better. So definitely one of the leaders of our team for sure.
Good. Pass the mic down to Coach Joe Elliott. I'll get with it. That was good timing, Coach. I appreciate it. They said you had some car issues, but I'm glad. Hey, nobody can say this isn't live. It's definitely live, right?
No, your door was locked.
Oh, okay. Well, that's his deal. He's gonna try to lock you out of the gym and the paint later on in the season. For women's basketball fans that are my age and their age over there, and you guys probably all don't know this, but this is something you need to listen up to. Back in the early, to mid-'90s, Old Dominion and Tennessee were kind of the Yukon, South Carolina of today. You played at Old Dominion, and you guys dominated college basketball. But what is the biggest difference between women's college basketball, the 30-ish years ago, maybe not quite that much, but than it is today?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say 30 years ago we were bigger. We were. It felt like there was more post play. That would probably be the biggest thing that stands out. Is the game has changed so much since when I played. Where when I played, you were a post. You played post. You didn't learn to dribble. You didn't learn to shoot threes. You learned to play inside. And now, boy, everybody needs to be able to do everything. So the game has really changed.
And you can see it. The BRC, there's so many girls on every team that there's 6-foot guards now, and they're shooting threes, and then they go inside and play down low, and that definitely wasn't the case back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, you have those point forwards now where you have your power forward who plays every position on the floor and does it well. And they're taught from a young age to do all those things.
Right before you got here, we also taught when Coach Bestial was speaking, I thought it was kind of cool. They have the three, and Rice Lake and Memorial were unable to make it, but the three women had the ones that you guys coach at all your alma maters, and I think that's outstanding.
It means a lot to me. North was good to me. I tell the kids a lot that without basketball, I don't know what my life would have looked like, and I spent a lot of years trying to pay that favor back.
Yeah, good deal. So we already asked that. So pass that back down to Coach Harmon. So we've got one more round of questions. Last question, Coach Harmon. You can't pick your own team, but who's your pick to win the BRC this year and why?
In front of all of them,
Sure.
Oh, okay.
But you can't pick your own team.
Can't pick that.
I'm
You heard
assuming-
that, girls. I can't pick Menomonie.
I'm assuming
Okay.
you're going to pick your own team.
Most of the coaches kind of hit on the head. I know if our team doesn't show up in a given night, whether we're here or in their gym, we're going home with an L. Okay, that's the case. If I had to pick a team, top two, I think is probably Memorial and Hudson.
Okay.
I think they bring back a lot of girls that are proven last year that they played at a high level. The scary part is I think every team in the conference has gotten so much better and are bringing pieces back that I don't know how it's going to shake out. You mentioned 8-9 wins might get it done. I don't know if we'll have a runaway this year, but those two, I think, from the top of my head, I think they got a good shot at going with it.
Okay. Coach Bestial, you can't pick your own team, but what team will be the most improved this year from a year ago?
I think it'll be New Richmond because first year in the BRC is always difficult. Not that I guess you're the only one that has experienced that, but coming into a new conference, figuring out the ropes, and then bringing back the players that one in particular that you mentioned, I think that they will be somebody that we definitely are not going to be underestimating.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing, too, and I didn't have it on my sheet, but that I thought was kind of cool. You, Coach Elliott, you played in a national title for Old Dominion, Division I. You played in a Division III national title at UW Eau Claire?
Yep, we took third.
Third, okay, but you were
Played
in the
Final
national
Four.
tournament.
Yep.
Which
We
is
played in the
cool.
Final
Did
Four that
you guys get to the national tournament?
We did twice, but we didn't make final.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, so not only good coaches, you guys were good players, too. Coach
long
Elliott,
time ago.
so you're up next. Name 2 BRC players that are worth the price of admission to watch.
Only 2.
You can name as many as you want. It is live, but the thing about it
Right.
is we don't have any real big-time advertisers, so we don't have to cut to another show, so we can keep going if we want.
First, Lily Callie from Memorial.
Yeah.
You know, she is so dynamic. She had a career high against us, really stunned us last year with, a 34-point game. Can do everything, dribble, score, drive, shoot. So she is pretty amazing. And
she's headed to Minnesota State, I did see
Yeah,
online, so that's congratulations
exciting,
to
yeah.
her.
And then I would say Shepley. Boy, yeah.
So
You're
you're referring to Ellie Shepley.
Yes,
And
yes.
she'll be a junior this year, and then
Yep.
her sister Addie is a freshman coming in.
Yeah, what an amazing athlete. So she's a lot of fun to watch. I think she's fast. She can, like Lily, she can do an awful lot. So I think,
We talked a little bit about some multi-sport athletes,
yes.
and really none better than Ellie Shepley. She started on the volleyball court and basketball. Obviously, she's. I know she's there's a lot of Division II schools, but she might even be Division I as too. I mean, before it's all said and done, and then she also is extremely good in track too. So yeah,
Right.
she's a heck of a
Not
multi-sport
surprised.
athlete.
But just so you guys know, I could probably name somebody from every team, if not 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
great talent in this conference.
Good deal. Coach Dick, you're up next. What BRC player keeps you up at night before a game, other than maybe your 2 daughters, wondering how your team will guard her? So what player keeps you up at night wondering how to guard her?
I mean, I would say every team has one of those. Like I don't think there's one that's like, oh my God, I think every single team we're going to play this year, whether it's, Berg from Menomonie, right, or Lily from Memorial, or somebody from one of those Grace girls from Hudson. All those. I think every team has those players that keep you up at night, and I think that's back to Riley's point about being in a different conference, right? Like every time we play somebody, you have to scout, you have to prepare, you have to know what they're going to do, right? You have to know all those things. You can't just show up and expect to be able to win and beat anybody. So I don't have I think every single team has more than one of those players.
Okay.
And I think that's probably why I think being part of the Big Rivers is such a special thing.
Good deal. Coach Wall. He doesn't. You don't sleep much.
I know.
Coach Walls, you're up next. You can't pick your own players, but if you were drafting a team of BRC players this year and you had the very first pick, who would you take and why?
Kind of like everyone said, that's a tough question. Can I have the top 2 picks?
You can take the top 2.
Top 2. I mean, we're probably looking at Lily. Like everyone has said, she can do it all. You could plug her into anything that you're trying to do offensively, defensively, and she's going to thrive. Probably the other one, though, would probably be Brooklyn from Chippewa, just because of that straight athleticism. We could find ways in the 1-3-1 we run to be really effective. So those would probably be my top 2 picks if I had to right now.
Okay, thanks. Coach Vadnais, last question, and then we're going to take a short break after that and then bring some of the we're going to bring players on, team by team. But this is a tough question for you. What BRC coach do you respect the most and why?
Oh, man. Holy cow. Geez. So I guess I respect everybody that's here, and then Brandon and Darla tremendously, right? Like, I think as a coach, there's only 8 of us that really understand, like, in this conference, what it's like to be a head coach, right? But what I'll do is the people that are here, so when I came in, this will be my 6th year, so Ian was here, Becca was here, and Storm was here. And I remember, because I came in as a first-year coach without any other really previous coaching experience. And so I wanted to try to just, sponge and learn as much as I could. And what I will say is, like, those 3 were amazing to me from the start. So I think what that does is that sets the precedent that hopefully, the coaches that have come in after me can say the same thing, right? Like, it's almost like a big team. It's camaraderie. It's, you talk about...
Right, Coach Walls, did Coach Vadnais call you and help you out?
No.
Coach, you didn't pay it forward?
No. But that's a very difficult question, right? So that's just the way I decided to answer that. But I think, like I said, the respect level that we all have amongst each other, because I think we really understand, whether we're here, 2 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, it's not an easy job to have, especially when your conference is so competitive. So the fact that we're all able to, text or, I love it too, because every time we play each other, right, like we're all talking to each other before games and things like that, all the JV games going on and catching up. And I think it's like a genuine care, of how things are going. So I respect all these guys, and the 2 that aren't here tremendously.
Yeah, and we'll say it from our broadcasting group. When I text you, text all of you, just for some stats or just getting a couple of quotes or just some background information to make the broadcast a little better. Because what we're trying to do is promote the student athletes and promote high school athletics and high school girls athletics and stuff. So that's you guys help out. And so a lot of people may or may not know, but some of these teams have driven 45 minutes or an hour to be here tonight on a Sunday night to help promote their teams and their players, which I think is outstanding. And so we appreciate all the coaches coming. We appreciate you bringing your players and we're going to take a short time out. We're still live. We're going to look at whatever the Godfather puts up on the TV, and we're going to bring Chippewa Falls players. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Are they all? Is it all seniors? Hey, welcome back. We have the Chippewa Falls players and their coach, Coach Bestial. Coach, why don't you introduce your players and kind of let them know who they are?
Well, these are my 4 captains, and they're all seniors this year. We have a group of 8 seniors this year, so we have a lot of seniors, and these are the 4 that have done a captain's project. So we've got Brooklyn Sandvig, we got Ava Reuter, we've got Allie Richardson, and we've got Cameron Felsted.
Well, girls, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Ava, first question that I have for you. You were all conference as a junior last year. As a senior, what will your role be for the Cardinals?
Definitely a leadership position, helping our new team because we got some younger players. We only have one junior, so we're bringing up some sophomores and a couple freshmen. So getting them into the role and playing at a varsity level and a varsity speed is definitely going to be something I need to help out with.
Good deal. Brooklyn, why don't you take this one here? Chippewa, Chippewa Falls had, without a question, by far the biggest student crowd at a volleyball game that I have ever seen, and I've been watching Big Rivers sports for a long time. Does your school encourage that, or why did the Chippewa Falls students show up to the games in droves? It was absolutely amazing.
We definitely make it a big team culture thing at our school. It's definitely where we get everybody try to bring involved. We have a lot of seniors drive a lot of freshmen up. It's definitely something that we strive for. Just knowing that last year we didn't really have that much of a big studio due to like COVID the year before.
Yep.
So now that our teams are winning and we have like a lot more people doing more active stuff, it was just nice to have everybody come.
I will also add that our booster club is phenomenal, and they paid for 2 student fan buses to be able to go over there. So that was another piece of it.
There you go. Yeah, good job. So go down right. And what's your first name now?
Allie.
Allie. Okay, Allie. What is it you like most about playing high school basketball?
I really love the team, the group of seniors. We've been together since the start of Cardinal Flight, and we just are really close and help each other out, trust each other.
What teammate is out of all your teammates? What teammate is the most fun?
On the bus, I have to say, Brooklyn is one of the most like outgoing and loud, and just gets us all ready for the game and stuff. Yeah.
Who's the best TikToker on your squad?
Probably also Brooklyn.
You're a big TikToker, Brooklyn? Good deal. Tell me your first name.
Cameron Felston.
Cameron, nice to meet you. What player is the toughest for you to guard in practice, and why?
Well, being a post, me and Allie are both posts, so Allie probably. She's very aggressive on defense, so sometimes it's hard to get shots up, but yeah, she really likes to compete, so it really works with how much I have to work hard against her.
Does she throw elbows and stuff?
Not usually, but she likes to get a lot of her hands up all the time and stuff, so she blocks me a lot. But
Okay. Ava, last question for you. What are you excited most about the up and coming season? It's your senior year. What are you excited most about?
I'm excited to see how well our team performs together. I think our team this year is we're a lot closer. We have some really good chemistry this year, and I want to see how that translates onto the court.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate you guys coming here and talking. We're going to take a quick short break, and we're going to bring Eau Claire North up in just a few moments. Good job. All right, welcome back. We have Eau Claire North Huskies and Coach Jill Italiano. She got married, and so but thanks again, girls, thanks for coming. Great, all of you came over, and I love to see it. So we'll go with, Coach, why don't you introduce your players real quick?
All right, so seniors.
Here, we'll give you the mic here. There you go.
So starting on the end, we have Alyssa Polis, senior. Bria Smith, senior. Ella Beebe, senior. Maddie Struble, senior. Yep, wave. Junior, Jaden Smith. Junior, Megan Staniford. Where's my other junior? Jewel Smith, wave, please. And then we have sophomores in the back. Novelyn Sands Hannah. Desi Ford. Ellie O'Keefe, Hope Buschendorf, and Ava O'Keefe. And we are missing one player, Haley Lavoie.
Okay. Well, thank you. Girls, thanks for coming again. Let's give it to Bria. Why don't you? I have first questions for you. All right. This is a tough one. All right. This is a tough question. What BRC gym do you like playing in the most?
Definitely Hudson's.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just nice. You know what I'm saying? I walk into the building and it just looks like a little college campus. You know what I'm saying?
It does. They do have a nice school. They do for sure. What's the best part about playing at? What do you like best about North High School?
The team chemistry. We all like to have a lot of fun. So.
You're one of the top returning rebounders in the BRC. How much pride do you take in rebounding?
A lot. It's a lot of fun too, because then you like grab the rebound, you're like, you know.
Are some of the freshmen that are going to be coming in this year, you're going to take it easy on them, or you're going to box them out pretty hard?
Nah, I'm a box them out.
All right.
They got to learn.
I like to hear it. Well, let's pass it off and then to one of the other captains. What's your first and last name again?
Alyssa Polis.
Okay, yeah, Alyssa, yep, I definitely remember you. Tell everyone, this is a good one, tell everyone about your best Coach Italiano locker room speech. You don't have to sit verbatim, but just kind of what was do you remember a certain speech that she gave where you were very inspired, where you could have ran through a brick wall?
I would say the year we went to sectionals, she did a good job to inspire us and really get us going.
Good deal. Does she give good speeches all the time, or does she kind of let you guys kind of get fired up on your own?
We like to have dance parties in the locker room before Jill comes in, so that really helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the master DJ on the squad?
Probably her.
Yeah, I have some pretty good good locker room music.
Well, there you go. Pass it down. And tell me your first and last name again.
Ella BB.
Okay. What is the most fun you've had on a team bonding event?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, my favorite bonding event is probably the away game bus rides, because everyone gets to learn new things about each other, and we're always making videos and new jokes. All of my most fond memories of basketball are on the buses. Good
deal. I like it. Pass it on down there. Who is the hardest worker on your team?
Probably Ellie O'Keefe.
And why is that?
I just think she's always running as hard as she possibly can. Last year, we had one of our seniors get hurt, and she stepped up and took that point guard position starting really well, and she just always has energy, and it's really fun to play with her.
Good deal. And go ahead, pass it to your left there. And what's your first and last name again?
Jaden Smith.
Jaden, yep, nice to see you. Which opposing player is toughest for you to guard in practice?
I'd probably say Bria. Based on the height difference there, and different positions wise.
Good deal. And pass it on to your left one more time. And what's your first and last name?
Megan Standiford.
Okay, Megan. What is your favorite part of practice?
I would say probably we have this thing called 11 man. It's a 3-on-2 thing, and it's just scrimmaging in the beginning just to get us ready. And we take it really seriously. Everyone's hyping each other up, and we always have a lot of fun. There's music playing. We're dancing while we're playing. So I think that's probably my favorite part of practice.
I've seen the Menomonie. They had music playing when they were shooting, and a couple of the college practices that I was at earlier this fall, they had music playing when they were shooting. I mean, that's. I wish they had done that when I was quite a bit younger. But, well, hey, we really appreciate the North Huskies coming out to the BRC preseason show, and we look forward to watching you play. And you guys have a safe drive home, okay?
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the Hudson Raiders in just a few moments. All right, welcome back. We have Coach Jess Vadnais and her batch of Raiders. And Coach, why don't you introduce your players for the fans?
Yeah, for sure. So very end is senior Grace Lewis, and next to her is senior Grace Hansen, a couple Graces. Middle is senior Katie Grismore, and those are also our 3 captains this year. Right here we have junior Ella Carstensen and junior Liv Grotehouse. And then we have sophomores Ella Wolf and Maggie McConnell.
All right, well, girls, and thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Let's see, is Ella here, Carstensen? Yeah, she's right. Yeah, there you go. I saw you play this summer, and your ball handling skills have improved a ton, and they're off the charts. And your first step is much more explosive than last year. What did you do to improve those 2 aspects of your game?
Well, off season, obviously AAU has helped a bunch, and that's like really high level and high speed competition. But then I also train with my trainer in Bloomington, and that's helped a lot because we've been working on attacking the basket and like dribble pull-ups.
I did. I saw you play AAU this summer, and I went, and you were. I mean, it was your solid sophomore, but I was like, what in the heck happened? I mean, you got a lot better.
Thank
so
you.
good work and working hard this summer.
Thank you.
Pass it over to Grace Lewis. So Grace, you're a 3-sport athlete in tennis, basketball, and soccer, and you've been to the state tournament, I believe, if my research is correct, in all 3 sports. The 3-sport athlete seems to be a dying breed nowadays, but it seems like the basketball players are the ones that are the 3-sport athletes. And why do you think that is the case?
We definitely like basketball. We have to like work really hard, and like we have to go to the weight room and stuff like that. So I just like have learned to become like a good athlete while like being able to do like homework and stuff, like just like because basketball is so like time consuming and stuff.
Okay. What do you like? What's your favorite sport out of all 3 of them?
I like basketball the best.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Good deal. Do you know what your plans are after high school?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know.
All right. Well, give the mic to Grace Hansen. So Grace, you're the point guard, and you have a tough job because the Raiders have all these tall, athletic options for you to pass the ball to. You know, Grace Lewis, Liv, Ella, to name a few. How do you decide who gets the ball? Is it whoever's nice to you the day of?
Yeah, my favorite player probably. Yeah. No, I don't know. It depends. I trust all my teammates, so it's really easy. I don't have to worry about like who to pass the ball to, or like everyone's just so athletic and so good, and it makes my job super easy.
Good deal. What's the most impressive thing that you've seen from a teammate? You know, whether in practice or a game.
Oh well, I don't know if it was the last practice, but we had 4 people make half-court shots not in a row, but during one practice, which was almost the high. Was that the record? Was that? Yep. Did it tie it? Yeah. That was impressive.
Well, good deal. We'll get pass it to your right. What's the best place to stop and eat after a game on a road trip?
Well, every time we have a home game, or even if it's like a close away game, we're always at Applebee's. That's always like the post game spot, and that's like also it's so fun. Like we're always like. That's the best team bonding. It's just like going out after the game, like whether it's a win or a loss, and like we're all like hyping each other up and like having a good time and laughing. So Applebee's.
They have a lot of Hudson Raider pictures up in the Applebee's in Hudson. I've been there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, we're always there. So
eating good in the neighborhood.
Us and the boys, we're always there. So
yeah. So pass it off over here to Liv. Is it Liv? Liv, what coming into this season? What's kind of the mindset of, you know, when you have the prep girls hoops, Brady Peterson picks you guys to win the BRC, like is that something you guys think about, or is it just, you know, or not?
I think we like don't think about it that much. We just go out there and like try to play our best and like work our hardest so we can like maybe reach that goal of being the best in the conference, but we just go out there and like work hard and do everything we can to get there.
Good deal. Coach Vadnais, is there some things that you think some of the fans out there would like to know about your players? Or your team?
Like personal things? Or,
well, I mean...
No, I'm kidding.
As players.
This group, especially the team chemistry, the selflessness, I think would be a good word to use with this group. It doesn't matter. Like Grace was kind of touching on it. Like it doesn't matter who she passes to because she trusts everybody. And I think speaking for them, I think it's okay to say like, you guys, everybody's friends with each other. It's an inclusive group, top to bottom over our 3 teams. It's like kind of a family type culture, and I couldn't be prouder of like how they carry themselves on and off the court. So I think the biggest thing is the competition will always be there. We compete hard, but if some opposing player falls on the court, you better be helping them up, right? Like type of thing. So they're just great humans, I think would be what I could tell everybody else about them.
Hey, being a good human, that's a good thing. Hey, we really appreciate the Raiders coming on the BRC preseason show tonight. Good luck to you this season, and we'll see you soon, okay? And we will be right back in just a few moments with the Menomonie Mustangs. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Menomonie Mustangs here at the 2022-23 BRC Girls Basketball preseason show. And Coach Storm Harmon, why don't you let the fans know who's on your squad and who's here tonight?
We got Kenna right here, Ash.
Why don't you tell them their last names?
That's how we roll here. Kenna Amundsen, Ashley Quilling, Mary Berg, Sammy Jacobson, Brooklyn Burt, Elizabeth Kiles, Sophia Schoenberger.
Well, the girls, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. The first question that I have this is for Mary Berg. Mary, you and Sammy Jacobson, you're both returning all-conference juniors this year. So you're all-conference as sophomores, so congratulations on a great season. You had great senior leadership last year, and what did you learn from Emma Momsen and Helen Chen?
I think we definitely learned a lot, and just their leadership and like taking on those roles, and they've taught us a lot. Definitely about like mindset and what they've taught us and get through stuff and to help others with the same thing.
Like tell me about mindset. What are they when you say I know what that is, but what do they tell you?
Well, we have talked a lot about mindset with our coach, our strength coach, and it's just like in games, like come up to someone and like tell them like it's okay, like tell them our words that we have, and just like keep your head up and stuff like that.
Good deal. This next question is a fun question. It's for Sammy Jacobson. Our broadcast team, the River Falls Sports YouTube broadcasting team, takes an unofficial poll at every gym that we're broadcasting at, and it's who has the best popcorn. The popcorn at Menomonie High School concession stand, to me, was second to none. Do you guys have a 5-star chef back there, or is it a cook from Sue and Dean's Barn Grill, or who does the popcorn?
That's a good question. My mom's actually the one up there working.
Yeah.
She's like the, concession manager person. She's really
really
good at
this
it.
is legit. Like, I did not plant that question. That was a legit question. And I did not know your mom cooked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tip of the cap to your mom.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell her it's good.
What does she do? I mean, what makes the popcorn so good?
I have no idea. She had a special recipe or something. She's only burnt it a few times.
Well, and the other thing that they do at Menomonie when we're broadcasting up there, the Menomonie concession stand, it maybe was your mom, but they come out and like offer us popcorn and would you like anything to drink and that, which I thought was outstanding.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're good. They're getting us ready. I think they want us to be nicer to the opposing teams, when we're broadcasting, which was a good idea, because then you got a nickname.
True. True.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, pass it on down the line, or whoever wants it. If you don't, there you go.
Oh, okay.
And we were speaking of popcorn, but what players in the BRC do you get your popcorn ready to watch? So what players' games in the BRC do you? Who wants that question? So if you're getting your popcorn ready to go, it's Friday night in the BRC, like who do you want to watch? Like who's most exciting for you to watch?
A team or a player? Doesn't matter.
You can do both.
Favorite team to watch would be probably Memorial.
Okay.
I think they have a fast-paced game, and it's fun to see them move the ball up and down the court.
And what about player?
A player, probably Ellie Shepley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
She's super fast. She finds a way to score and move the ball around with her teammates, so I think that's fun to watch.
Okay. Keep it right here. So Coach Harmon was known BRC-wide for his in vogue fanny pack he's wearing right now. You guys, this is a true story. You guys go to the state tournament, and the fanny pack now seems to be catching on everywhere. I was in this true story again. I was in Lululemon buying a fanny pack for my wife this past summer, and it was like $40 or $50. And just how big of a fashion trendsetter is Coach Storm Harmon?
He is a huge trendsetter. Everyone around school actually has those Lulu bags too.
Well, is that legit or not?
Yeah.
Was it a fad last year? No, it was not.
True. Yeah. No.
You guys go to the state tournament. He's rocking the fanny pack on the sidelines, and now everybody wants one.
Yeah, I agree. He is a trendsetter.
Heck of a guy right there. So pass the mic over to your right. This is kind of a tough question, but you can, if it's one or two things, that's fine. But what is the best part about going to Menomonie High School? What do you like best? I guess what do you like best about playing basketball at Menomonie High School? How about that?
Oh, definitely just my teammates and like how close we all are, and then the coaching staff. They're all super amazing.
Good deal. I think does Coach? Do you have any other thing that you want people to know about your team?
Oh, they're incredible people. I think you get to see it firsthand. They have a lot of great relationships with the girls here too. It's because they're kind people, and besides the basketball court, it's everywhere they go. So it's fun to be around them.
Well, good deal. I did not have any other questions. So again, good luck to you girls this season, and we look forward to coming over and appreciate you guys hosting us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with the New Richmond Tigers in just a few moments. We're back live with head coach Riley Walls and the New Richmond Tigers. Coach Walls, why don't you introduce your players that you brought tonight?
So right next to me, we got Brooke Blazik. In the middle, we have Gabbiani. And then on the far end, we have Michaela Langness.
Okay, well, girls, thanks for coming. Gabby, we'll start off with you first. You led the conference in steals last year. And what do you think makes you so good defensively?
I just look at the players and I kind of study their body movement or their eye movement, and also my wingspan. I don't know, it's longer than you'd expect, so I can reach up and grab the balls easier. I don't really know. I feel it's just kind of a read thing. I read the ball, and that's just, it goes my way most of the time.
And she's very fast. So.
Well, good deal. Well, Brooke, you can take the mic. I had a question for you. The Tigers have almost everyone back from last year. In what area do you think that you'll be most improved as a team?
That's a good question. I think, oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
Well, what do you guys think you do really well at? What's one of your strong points as a team?
Well, I think what's helped, since everybody's coming back pretty much, besides we've only lost one person, We have the team chemistry already, and we know our plays pretty much. I mean, we're adding in a couple, but can't see that.
Some wrinkles.
Yeah, but we know our 1-3-1, and we have a solid foundation, I'd say, so we can just build up on that.
Good deal. So go over to Michaela. And I did ask this earlier, but second question here. Who on your team has the biggest TikTok following, and why do you think that is? Is it her?
No. I think Gabby has a pretty good TikTok account from the past. If you look up Gabby's past TikToks, but we also have a team TikTok. So you can.
Well, how about give Brooke the mic, and I'll ask that same question. I'll have another one to you. Who has the biggest TikTok following on the team?
Michaela.
Why is she such a good TikToker?
She is just a great dancer.
Oh, all right.
Wink.
I would make an Elaine Bennis joke from Seinfeld, but I'm guessing that's right over your head. Yeah.
I would not know that. We're too young.
Give it back to Michaela. So let me ask you this question, Michaela. What does being a good teammate mean to you?
Being a good teammate to me means not only being a good teammate on the court, but being someone that everyone on the team feels like they can trust and they can talk to about anything, not just about basketball.
Good deal. Gabby, so give it back to Gabby. So we were talking about social media. This broadcast will be shared, by some of the states, basketball sites and all that, and there'll likely be quite a number of younger players watching this. What is the best advice that you can give a younger player, whether it be basketball related or not?
I feel like it's just a lot about confidence. The game is a lot about confidence, and if you have confidence, you'll do better. It's improvement and just a lot of practice, and the team chemistry also plays a big part. A team isn't good just because of one player. It's about the team as well.
Good deal. Brooke, last question for you. If the masterminds in the WIAA started a conference all-star girls basketball tournament this year, so you could have the top players in each team and the BRC play the top teams from the other conferences in the state, how well do you think the BRC would do?
I mean, this is another good question. Compared to what again?
Well, so if you took the top players in the BRC and you guys played the top players from other conferences in the state, how do you think you would stack up? In Wisconsin?
Well, I don't really know many of the other teams in Wisconsin besides obviously our conference and then our conference that we came from. But we definitely have some very, very talented people in our conference, so I think we would do very well.
Okay, good. Coach Waltz, do you have anything that you'd like to tell the people watching about your squad and your program?
Yeah. I mean, just from these 5 days of practice, this is night and day difference from last year. We obviously had a very solid season last year, but I think we're going to have a really great one. How we finish, I don't know, because like we said, it's a really great conference. And for when the coaches go back and watch this, we're doing everything the exact same. We haven't added anything extra, so just make sure you key on that.
Okay, good deal. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, so you're getting, not only fans are getting entertained, but they're also getting some inside info, so that's great. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys coming. We'll look forward to watching you play this season. And everybody stick around. We're going to have River Falls coming up in just a few moments. We're back, and we have Coach Ian Sticht and his River Falls Wildcats with him. And Coach Sticht, why don't you introduce your team, who's here tonight?
We have junior Kia Strop, Ella Peters, one of the two seniors this year, junior Jordan Schwantz, Olivia Pizzi, the second senior we have, Cheyenne Wilson, another junior, and Haley Quinn, a freshman.
All right. Well, girls, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Olivia, You have the mic, and that's a good thing because you have the first question. Brady Peterson, he's a reporter from Girls Prep Hoops Wisconsin. He picked Rice Lake to win the section. We're not talking conference here because different sections but he picked Rice Lake to win the section and go to state this year. But he picked River Falls as his sleeper pick. Why do you think he picked the Wildcats to have such a good year?
I think he picked us because, well, everyone is returning from last year. Like, we didn't lose any seniors. Also, I think our team is just full of athletes. Everyone is, like, good at their own thing, and then they bring that to the court. And if we use all of our skills together, then we have a lot of success.
Good deal. I like it. Pass it over to Ella. Ella, I think one of the best life lessons basketball can teach a young girl is working hard to reach your goals. And it's not luck, it's hard work, right? And for the younger players that are watching this, tell them what your definition of hard work is and what hard work means to you.
I feel like for like basketball, hard work is just working in the off season, like getting in the gym and the weight room as much as you can, and also just giving 110% in everything you do. I feel like that's my definition.
But I saw a video of you not that long ago, but it was when you were, I want to say it was either going into 9th grade or maybe going into 10th grade, but you were kind of in a little competition with Olivia about trying to hit your 15,000 shots in a summer, and it was your voice was a lot higher and you had the phone and stuff, but shooting 15,000 shots in a summer, that's something to be said, right?
Yeah.
How
like
long did that
working the
take
off-season.
to do that?
It took us a lot of the summer, I would say. It took us a long time, I would say. And
Good
we did
deal.
a lot of it together, too.
Okay, pass it over to Kia Strop. Kia, I do know quite a few college coaches, and one thing that they always talk about is watching a player's body language during a tough time in the game. Tell me your thoughts on how having good body language can help your team this year.
Yeah, well, my dad has always talked to me about how you can't control like whether the ball goes in the hoop or not, but you can control how hard you work. And having an older sister, I've watched a lot of basketball games in my life, and my favorite players to watch have always been the ones that are just bringing a lot of energy to the floor and to their teammates, whether they were winning or losing or whether they were scoring or not. And so I'm hoping this year I can just do the same for my teammates and putting everyone's head up and bring some energy to the court.
Well, good deal. Well, thanks. Jordan Schwans, you're next on the docket. Jordan, I know you're a rock star Division I caliber softball player. BRC's girls basketball is loaded. We've talked about this with a lot of teams, with a lot of multi-sport athletes. How do you juggle the time doing so well at basketball and softball?
I have a lot of great teammates for both sports, which helps a lot. And then I play AAU, and then I play club softball, and I'm just like always working in the off season for both. I've always loved both ever since I was young. So. What do you like best about your teammates? They make me laugh a lot, and we always have fun no matter what, and we're always doing stuff together, not just like during the season, like in the off season too. We're always doing stuff together. Good deal.
Ella, you've played. Go back to Ella real quick. You played against most of the seniors in this room since you've been in like 3rd or 4th grade. What can you say about the BRC senior class of basketball players?
Honestly, overall, I would just say everybody is just super talented and athletic. And I know that everybody who's a senior and like everybody just works super hard and they all play AAU and stuff. And yeah, I've just played with them for so long and they're all just really athletic and talented.
Good deal. Pass it over to Cheyenne. Cheyenne, I have a quick question for you. And it was a moment that I heard about it through the grapevine, just talking about before the broadcast started. So last year, there was a time where if you got called, I guess Coach Dick must be trying to put pressure on you to make free throws and trying to simulate that in practice. And the team was going to have to run a lot more if you missed the free throw. And what happened?
I got a little emotional. Is that the one you're talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was. We were on our 13th Jayhawk, not killer, Jayhawk of the day. And I think we were all really exhausted. And when I get exhausted, I tend to get a little emotional. So I was a little emotional, but I made it. And then we didn't have to run anymore. And I couldn't see because we were on our 13th. I know killers don't sound that bad, but if you run 13 in a row, they get a little tiring, and we were all really tired.
But your pressure-packed free throw
And
Ended it.
I made it,
Ended
and we were done.
And
yeah.
it was tears of joy. I heard.
It was tears of joy. Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, pass it over to the freshmen. People are going to hear it here first. I don't know if you know this, but all the River Falls players get nicknames, and yours is the London Fog. And do you know why that is?
No, I don't.
So the reason we nicknamed you the London Fog is that you came across the St. Croix River like a London fog and moved into River Falls. And I got to watch the scrimmage game. Hudson played and Prescott, Somerset, and then you guys. And your skill level for a freshman is high. And so but what's been the difference? Going from being an 8th grader last year to coming in, playing varsity and possibly getting some very strong minutes with the varsity. What's it been like?
It's been a change. From 8th grade, the competition was a little bit less. There's definitely some talented players on my team, so in practice we can compete against each other.
Have the seniors and juniors, have they been welcoming to you?
Yeah, they've been really inviting.
Well, good deal. Well, pass it over to Olivia Pizzi one more time. Olivia, this will be the last question. So what is the best part about, so you got your whole team, and you guys have been together for a few years now, quite a few years. What is the biggest clown on the team? Like, who jokes around the most?
Jordan Schwantz, all the way.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. She's always got something up her sleeve.
Good deal.
She makes us all laugh and she's interesting sometimes.
Okay. Well, hey, we really appreciate you coming. Thanks a lot. I know you guys just had practice before and you hustled in and came over here, so thanks a lot. But and ladies and gentlemen, that is the last team. We really appreciate you tuning in to the BRC preseason show, and we will be checking it out. Basketball just around the corner. River Falls plays Tuesday night against Ellsworth in Ellsworth, and game time, I believe, is at 7 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.